Guys, so today I'll be starting a new tutorial series on PostgreSQL, which stands for Postgres Structured Query Language, which is basically a form of SQL, uh, which like uses SQL underneath all its operations. SQL is like a query language which is used to extract or manipulate data in certain kinds from a database, and it's a in a very structured format. So what I mean by that is like so there's one term that I just spoke, like database. So what is a database? A database is like, you can say like a database is uh, like an ordered collection of data, not a random or haphazard like a data that's lying around, but it's organized in a very structured, in a very controlled fashion, so that we can manipulate the data on the go. The kind of database, a kind of post language PostgreSQL is like, it's what is meant, what is called a relational database. So this is like uh, this is like a relational database. What I mean by relational database is like, um, it's the so let's say the data is organized in the form of tables. So we have a table here with number of columns. Let's say there is an ID here to uh, like identify each row, and there is some column 1, column 2, and we can extract certain data, says ID1 something, there is there 2 something is there. We can use SQL, or in a relational database we extract data in the, like, store data in the form of tables, and one table may be connected to another table by what is known as a primary key foreign key relationship. We will dive later into this, like more into the concepts of primary key, what a primary key is, what a foreign key is. So as of right now, we can just limit ourselves to the understanding that it's a form of database. PostgreSQL is a form of database in relational database, a database in which relations are mapped in the form of tables, and a cluster of such tables make what is known as a database. So this is put together is like what is known as a database. Yeah, so this is together a database, or DB as we call it. Now there are other forms of databases, other forms of query languages that we can use. So this is like what is known as a SQL, a structured query language. Another form of query language may be what is known as a NoSQL, which is, as the name suggests, is not SQL, but something on the lines of storing like the relationships among data, not in the form of table but in another forms, maybe in the form of objects, or as in case of like MongoDB, or in form of other forms of relations. But as of right now in this tutorial series, we'll be focusing on the SQL part. And in order to proceed with PostgreSQL, I would suggest that you download a few softwares. So one is the main software, which is called the PostgreSQL. You can just Google PostgreSQL and go to downloads, and based on your operating system, choose the form of download, like the pack installer which you need. For instance, in my case, I need a macOS installer, so I will go to this macOS PostgreSQL downloads, and in that I will be choosing the latest version, because my Mac is above version 10. And here, let's say in 13, so if you are in like in some older versions of Mac you can always opt for that. So just you have to click on download the installer, and then choose, for instance it will be OS X for my case. And yeah, and another software which we'll need is like pgadmin. So this is like the graphical interface for PostgreSQL. So PostgreSQL as of its own, it stores in the form of very abstract tables which you can able to view through pgadmin. In pgadmin also go to this respective download section of your operating system. In my case it's Mac OS, and I'll be choosing somewhere between this two, let's say this one. So just make sure that it's and I'll be choosing the DMG file here. So make sure that you choose the uh, necessary software. So in like let's say in Windows, I think you have to go to Windows and choose based on operating system, and then click on download the installer, go there. Similarly for the case of pgadmin also. And another thing that we'll be needing is like the sample data. So you can search for something like DVD rental, PostgreSQL data, and go to the first link. So it will contain a sample database with which we can proceed in this tutorial. So as you can see, it contains 15. So it's a database collection which contains 15 tables and other stuff. This is like the ER model, or this is like a schematic which tells you how the each table. So these are all tables that are how tells us how each table is related to other tables. So click on the DVD rental sample database here. You will be downloading in the zip format which you need to extract in the tar. So make sure you download this. So you need three softwares: PostgreSQL, pgadmin, and of course the main sample database with which we will be working in this tutorial. So see you after the download. Yeah. Okay guys, so once you have downloaded, you will be having these three files: the main DVD rental.tar file from the website, and this two DMG files, the PG admin and the PostgreSQL. So what you have to do after this in Mac is that you have to install PostgreSQL. So you have to click on PostgreSQL. It will start opening it up. Again, click on this OS X. It will ask whether you want to open this or not. Click on open, type in your password, and it will start installing. So click on next. Installation directory 13. Okay, it will ask whether we want to install these components. Click on next. Next. Okay, so this is a password that it will prompt. So this is basically a password for PostgreSQL, and you have to remember this password. So just keep it simple, and then give any password. For instance, I will just give password period. As simple as that. You have to remember this password, so I prefer keeping it simple and remembering this password, because we will be needing this password later on when we open the application. Click on next. It will ask whether it wants the port 5432. Just keep it as default and go for next. Default local next, and it will start installing. It might take some time based on the CPU performance and RAM and everything, because it's not a big file, I should say, but it might take some time depending on your system hardware. And yeah, so after in this installation is completed, uh, it we have to then install pgadmin, which is like the graphical interface on top of PostgreSQL. Yeah, so it's initializing database clusters. Okay, creating shortcuts. And yeah, so then at the end it will ask whether we want to launch this stack builder. Just uncheck this and click on finish. So that's done. The process will be similar in Windows, more or less similar, I should say. Then after that, what we have to do, we have to click on that pgadmin file or pgadmin exe, whichever operating system you'll be using. So click on pgadmin. It will just agree on that. Yeah, so in Mac, in order to install, you have to drag the application to the applications folder. So yeah, in Windows you don't have to do this because it's quite straightforward. You could just click on it and do next, and pretty much that. Again, this might take some time depending on your system. It's showing here that it will take around 10 seconds, so we can wait. And yeah, and after that what we have to do is like again do some basic steps for installation in pgadmin. And after that we have to connect this dvd rental file that we have. This is the main database, like the all the data is contained in this file, and I recommend that you again repeat that don't open this star or zip file in any form, just keep it as it is. And yeah, just wait for this install like copying, and it might take some time. So just let's say it will take a few seconds, a few minutes at max. And yeah, so after that we can just eject this. After ejecting, yeah, so what we have to do next is open this up, go to applications, or in your case if you are on Windows, go to just search in the bar for pgadmin 4, click on this, and we will launch this pgadmin 4. It will again ask like whether we want to open this or not. Click on open, and we have to it will ask for notification, else you can just click don't allow. It's not a problem. Yeah, so in order to open this, you have again type in the password that you had already given while installing PostgreSQL. Click on OK, and then you will get this form of so I'll just zoom it in case there's some problem in seeing. Yeah, so as you can see in the left hand side, you will get this kind of layout. You will have this PostgreSQL database already there. So what we have to do is like create a new database for our DVD rental. So what we'll do is like click here, create, right click here, create database. You can give it any name you want. For simplicity, I'll just make it the name same as the file we have already downloaded. And yeah, I think that's it. And just check. Let's check whether we want to. I think that's it. So after that, click save. It might show like there is some error saving properties. Just click on OK. Just click on OK, and yeah, rental already exists. I think that's fine. Then click here, refresh. You will get this form of DVD like database called DVD rental. It will show across because it's not, we are not connected to this database at the beginning. So just click on this. So yeah, we have to right click on this and then click on restore. Then what we have to do, the easier way to do this is like we have to give the tar file, the path of the tar file here. So what we have to do is like go to the location, click on get info. Then after this we need to copy this path, copy this, copy, and so let me see, this is dvd rental.tar. okay, so we will come here, paste this and give the name as dvd rental.tar. we have to go to restore options, make the pre-data to be yes, data yes, and post data to be yes, and then click on restore. Once it's restored, just click on refresh, and if you go to schemas, you will see that we have uploaded one schema here, and you go to tables, you will see that these are all the tables that are present: actor, address, category, city. So if you let's say if you want to see what all entries are there in the table actor, so what we'll do is like click here in this dvd rental, go to right click here, go to query tool. It will open the query editor for this database dvd rental. You can then see, so I'll just zoom this out so that, and yeah, so this thing might come that restoring backup, so just close this, and yeah, let's select star from actor. So what this does is basically it asks PostgreSQL to display all the entries that are present in the actor table, and in order to run this, click on this play button, and down below you can see all the entries that are present in the actor table. And yeah, so that's it, how you install all the necessary softwares like PostgreSQL and pgadmin. And yeah, if you have any doubts or anything, I will be also giving a description of the process of how to install in Windows in the description below. So yeah,